Hello, hello out there in Guitar World. It's Jeff from jeffrey-thomas.com, and I'm going to go ahead and preview up page 1 for my guitar tab arrangement of the Scorpions' Big City Nights. And there you go. Go ahead and request that off the website. It is going to weigh in at 4 pounds. 4 pages, not 4 pounds. And it will cover the whole structure of the tune, and I finished right out at the end of the last solo going into the fade on the choruses. So you have everything you need to play it, and I've arranged it for just one guitar, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so badass guitar playing, love the Scorpions. Details. Well, I'm following the studio version, and there's a couple things that happen on the studio version that don't happen live for the most part. One of them is that they're dropped down live usually. I think they drop down their tuning for vocal reasons, but the studio version's at pitch. And that's significant because if you're trying to play along with a live version, it's going to be off. So right off the top, we have an A5 power chord. One of the things I hear him doing on the studio version is he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. There's like a dead note there. 3, 4. So, muting with the left hand, just getting a dead note there on the and a beat 1. And then running through your F5. So this G5 to the G6 is like an old rock and roll thing. And then G sus. Resolving into like a D shape for a G over D. But then when he comes back the second time to pick it up, he lets it sustain the A5. Right, and then you run through your... Okay, then we pick up the G sus again. And then we only play it to that point because we have to switch from rhythm playing to lead playing. So I'm usually always bouncing back and forth from rhythm parts to lead parts. I've never got along with another guitar player in the same band, so I'm not really proud of that, but anyway. So I've always had to cover like rhythm parts, lead parts, rhythm parts, lead parts, and it just keeps you on your toes, and that's how I do all my arrangements, because I find that most of my students are the same way. They're just in playing situations where they're the only guitar player. So anyway, when we hit that G sus on the first measure of the third line. Now we break. So you're sliding into that 5. Random, no starting pitch on that slide. So drop that down on beat 1, and then I'm at the end of the 4th line now. 5th line, and then we jump up to 10th fret. And that's what I'm talking about, getting out of a lead back to the rhythm. So at the 3rd line, we went into the lead playing from the G sus, and then now we're going out of the lead playing back into the rhythm. So that lick is a little bit weird. I mean, right? You just got to make sure that you're on that A5 where you're supposed to be, which is the and beat 4, and then you come in with the rhythm playing. PM for palm mute, so we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and typically, like when I palm mute and then I'm gonna hit a chord, I'll back my palm mute off. So from the verse it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when I strike that A6 chord, I kind of pull my hand off so I can get some punch on that. If you keep it down, you're going to get the chord palm muted, if that makes sense. All right, so from the top of the verse, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So kind of sliding into a C over E, and then C sus, C over G, and then D sus, which takes us over to the second page. So hopefully that was a cool walkthrough for you on this tune. I have the whole thing done and you're welcome to it. So just send in your email address through the form provided on the site and I'll throw it at you. And there's a lot going on with the tune. I definitely think this is, you know, intermediate rock guitar playing. It's not like a lot of the crazy psycho stuff that you'll see nowadays, but very solid playing and a great song to get a handle on that genre, like 80s sort of rock, metal, whatever you want to call it. And then getting a balance from going between, you know, rhythm playing and lead playing. This is always what I'm kind of trying to make important to my students, that, you know, if you're the only one driving the bus, you're going to have to wear 2 hats. You're going to have to go back and forth from rhythm playing to lead playing. And that's actually what makes it fun. To be honest with you, you know, just to play rhythm, okay. I mean, I'm not going to have a frown on my face, but, you know, to blend out rhythm and lead playing where like you're the only guitar player, it kind of, in a cool way, when I was gigging, I noticed that people would pay a hell of a lot more attention to you when you were doing that than if you were just up there just playing rhythm or hanging in the background and then just stepping out when it was time to do solos, right? So historically, we have a long list of guitar players that are doing that. Eddie, Jimmy, both Jimmys, Page and Hendrix. Anyway, just, you know, making sure that you understand how important it is to blend your playing back and forth from rhythm to lead. Okay, that's my speech, and I hope the tab helps you get started on the tune. All right, thanks a lot.